What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for a Wednesday live show during the international break, building up ahead to probably the biggest game of the season. It's the biggest game of the season, just because of obviously what it means in the standings. It's first place against second place, obviously, but it's Juve Inter, so we can be playing. I don't know, we can be in relegation form. It's still Juve Inter. It's still a game that nobody wants to lose. It's a game that I will take the ugliest win you could possibly ever imagine, and I will take that to the bank because it's that type of game. Nobody wants to lose that game. Everybody wants to win that game, and that's what we are. That's where we are building up to. However, it wouldn't be an international break, especially this season, if there weren't injuries or problems or issues or stories and whatever. You know, this far there haven't been any crazy stories. Points deduction, doping, gambling, whatever. But it starts off with injuries, and it starts off bad because injuries are part of it, and that's kind of fine. You can pick up injuries. That's okay. However, we are already very short in midfield, or just in the team in general. But in this case, in particularly in midfield, like we are very short-handed at this moment in time. We have issues, like we have the known issues with Pogba being out. You can question if he was ever gonna be fit, or he wasn't gonna be fit at all. That you can question, and I can fully understand. But now it's getting real. It's up to a point where we are very short, and we play a very tough team. We play a big game. We play a key game, and we don't have midfielders. And I have actually no idea how Allegri is gonna solve this. I saw the news. I think everybody saw the news that Nicolosi is gearing up to start. I highly doubt that. I would be absolutely shocked because he hasn't played at all. Yeah, he got a few minutes on the weekend, but that's not really playing, is it? And now, like thinking that Allegri will drop him in against Inter, like from the get go, I struggle to believe that. I really struggle to believe that he will put in Nicolosi from minute one against Inter, because it doesn't sound like something Allegri would do. I think he will switch around the team quite a lot. I think he will figure out a solution, and actually the solution potentially isn't that tough to figure out. You can easily just play uh, Locatelli, Miretti, and then Cambiasso and Kostic on the wing, and then the question is who's going to play that holding position. Is it going to be Mikani? Is it going to be Rabiot? Maybe. Is it going to be Miretti? The natural thing to do is you play Nicolosi, because characteristic wise, and also Allegri himself said the only player in the team at this moment in time now that Fagioli is gone, which also you can question if Fagioli is potentially could be that guy, is Nicolosi to play that position to replace Locatelli. And by the looks of it, he is going to need to replace Locatelli, because he's not going to be ready. Locatelli, is he? I know the reporting is a bit, there's some hope behind the reporting suggesting that, hey, potentially he could be ready. He won't be ready. Like Locatelli is done for that game. And even if he somehow magically steps on that pitch from minute one, in what capacity is he going to play? Because what he has hurts extremely. And I think it got worse after the game, because during the game maybe you're hot, the adrenaline and your muscles, everything is already on temperature. You have that with certain injuries, and even at halftime, if you have a niggle and you go in halftime, you start to feeling it, because you're not walking, you're not running, and whatever. And then the moment you stop in that pitch, second half, you're like, what is this? Maybe that's something Locatelli has, but what he has now it's very unlikely that he's going to play against Inter. And even if he's going to play, that's going to be a high intensity battle in midfield. He's not going to survive with that issue. He's just not going to survive at all. So the issue is not just Inter. It's Inter because it's a big game, but it could be stretching to, I don't know, maybe weeks. Who knows? Because it doesn't sound good by the looks of it. He's still absolutely not training, which makes a lot of sense, and he's still in a lot of pain by reports. And it's already Thursday basically. Like, is that pain gonna go away in 1 week time, and then you have 2-3 days to prepare for that game on Sunday after doing absolutely nothing for a week? That seems extremely unlikely, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, and who knows what else is going to happen during the international break, because Miretti hasn't played. He has a niggle. Cambiasso has some issues. Excuse me. Keane has some issues. So a lot of things can still happen. I'm not trying to talk that into existence. However, it could not just stop at Locatelli. Like, other players can pick up injuries, and the problem is not injuries. The problem is we don't have any players in that position because 2 players have done idiotic stuff. And now you're stuck. Like, you're absolutely stuck. And if he plays for Jordan, if he plays Nicolucci, I will be his bigger supporter because I think he can play. I just said he shouldn't be at the club because, for his own good, after the injuries he had, he should be playing week in, week out. He absolutely should be playing week in, week out, because that's the best thing for him to do for his own career. If he plays, all good, but it's a big question mark because we haven't seen anything from him this season. So you have absolutely nothing to go off at this moment in time. You cannot say it's gonna be good, it's not gonna be good, whatever, because you don't have anything to go off. But by the looks of it, it could be Nicolucci's time. It could be Nicolucci's time in the biggest game of the season so far. And you just need to hope at this point. You just need to hope that he will be up for it, because the more I think about it, I will still be shocked. But he doesn't have any options, Allegri. Like, I went over, like, who are you gonna play there? Like, Miretti, he cannot play that position. Rabiot, he cannot play that. McKennie can absolutely not play that position. Because he doesn't have the feet for it. Like, it could look extremely ugly. If you play a McKennie or even Rabiot in there. Like, Miretti has the feet, but I don't think he has the composure. I don't think he has the intensity to play that position as well, or the discipline to stay put in that position, to be honest. It's tough. It's a tough situation, if I'm being completely honest. But there's nothing you can do about it, I still find it weird that he actually went to the international break. That was kind of pointless, and it wasn't really needed, in my opinion. And now you're here, with the injury you already had, kind of wasted a day or two actually traveling. But it's a big issue. Like, I'm probably the biggest critic of Locatelli. I like him, but I criticize him because he can do much, much better in terms of consistency. We're gonna miss him because we don't have anyone else. Like, if Keane or if Vlahovic is injured, you play Keane or you play Milik, and you move on basically. Now you can play Rugani at the back. If Chesney's injured, you have Perin, whatever. But that area, because of 2 idiots, is a big issue. Like, it's a big issue. And also, you never gave, Nicolucci any, game time, and now you're up with a dilemma. Being Allegri, are you gonna cook something weird up with the team, or are you just gonna drop Nicolucci in that team out of the blue, basically, and be like, okay, now you're gonna play and do your thing? That's also an Allegri. Like, you could have given him some minutes throughout the season. He didn't do that, and that's on you now. Like, that's absolutely on you. So he needs to find a solution. I do feel for him, because being short, handed in that area is not on him. It's because of decisions certain players made. So it's not really on him. But the Nicolucci thing is, Like you could have given him some more minutes throughout the season. In certain games you haven't, and now you're just up with it. And you need to kind of trust that he's gonna step in that team and he's gonna do well. Basically, that's what you need to do at this moment in time. So let's see how that will go. It's still a week and a half, let's say a week and a half until the game. So a lot of things can still change, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Locatelli's not going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there. Also, as you can see, trying to start that up, call-in show, I think it will take some time before people actually do call in. But if you do, link is in the description. You can click it. You can disable your camera, before you actually get on screen, everything. Pick your microphone, join in. I can see you and I can bring you in. No, you don't need to show your face, not even to me in private, but especially not on the stream, because you can just disable your camera when you click the link. It's very easy. I can see if you're in and I can bring you in on the stream and you can have your say, or you can scan the QR code, which is much easier because you can speak through your phone. The link works also for your phone as well. Other than that, the other issues are throughout the squad, basically, injury-wise. Because, like I said, Miretti is not fully fit. Cambiasso is still struggling with that swollen ankle. He wasn't training today, but he didn't train completely with the first team. He had some solo work he needed to do as well. Keane didn't train. It's all niggles as of now, and that might be like not good, but like okay, that's it. It could escalate because as of now, still no games have been played. I think for any of our players, I think only Belgium played. Like I saw Belgium playing on TV. So the games haven't really kicked off again. And we are already in desperate need of the international break to end, basically, because there's always something with the international break, and it's not just us. Because I saw Çalhanoğlu was sick. I saw Bastoni had an issue as well. So it's not just us, It's not exclusive to us. But it's every time the international break comes around the corner, it's like something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Then you have news, Alexandro being back in training almost. Yeah, like he's not going to help. Like he's not going to improve this squad whatsoever. Actually, he's going to make it worse. So if Alexandro is back, like I don't wish injuries on players. So good if he's back, but he shouldn't be anywhere near the starting 11. I think the last games has proven that he should just stay away from it very far, because he's not a football player anymore. He's an ex-football player for a couple of years now. He doesn't add anything to the squad. Actually, he cost the squad way too much. So the Alexandro thing is like whatever. The potential good news is that Weah might be back, and the Weah thing, I saw the news today. I forgot that he was a player for us. It's not a flop transfer because it was a very cheap transfer. But as of now, I keep forgetting that Weah plays for us. I do, because had an issue in preseason already. Started training very late, extremely late with the team. Never get into that. So started, disappeared out of the squad. Had an issue again. Played well. Injured again, and it's almost December. Like we halfway through November, and we actually haven't seen anything of Weah. As of now, again, not a flop. It will never be a flop because it's 11 million euros. Like it is what it is. But as of now, I keep forgetting that Weah is a player for us. I keep forgetting it, and we need him. We need him as well because we know we don't have anyone on that right hand side. Like McKennie can fill in, but McKennie has obvious limitations that you cannot have in that area of the pitch. Like you need to offer more going forward. Defensively is good, but I keep forgetting that Weah's playing for us. But he could potentially be back in training this week. Probably not going to feature in that Inter game. But that said, Danilo still not back. Also, we're reporting on Danilo because you always had the sense that he's gonna be back very soon, and then it got moved, and it was around the international break. Now, after international break, he will be back, and now it's not even after the international break. Are we missing Danilo on the squad? No, not at all. But numbers wise, we are. Like if somebody goes down, yes, you have Hoyson potentially, but like you need the numbers. You need the bodies. I don't think we're missing him on the pitch. I think everything is going as smoothly, you might say. Like it's not that you can sit here and be like, oh my god, you can see Danilo is not playing. No, because for me personally, he's not a player that has a big impact on the squad. He does his job. To for me an okay standard, and so are the others doing. So missing Danilo is an issue because of you need the numbers in the squad, but like actual on the field impact, no, you're not missing it in my opinion. So he could be potentially be out for even more time, which is it's crazy, because the reporting again was very should I say hopeful? It was very normal, very basic that yeah, he's gonna be back very anytime soon, and now he's out for even longer time than initially thought. And I think that's just how things go at the club at this moment in time, I guess. The other updates are that the Chilio is probably just going to be back after in the new year, probably. So I don't know if that's good news. I mean, bodies, but right hand side, wing back. But at what capacity is he's coming back as well? Like he hasn't played football for a year now. I think it was when he got injured. So I'm not sure what impact he's gonna have whatsoever this season. But let's see. I saw somebody joining and then skipping. So this show is gonna take a while before it takes off. Colin shows, but it's out there. It's out there. I know the topic is not fun to call into or to discuss, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will be back Friday evening with a live show. Yes, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday live shows. So stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for tomorrow's daily news update because it's a packed one. A lot of stuff going around. So stay tuned for that. And yes, I'm gonna leave. Thanks for watching.